2TC is an achievement in Bloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete an entire game of chimps using just 2 towers. Today we're going to be doing this with just Ice Shards and, well, not just Ray of Doom, but the Ray of Doom. Yeah, today it's one of those scenarios where the starting tower is just getting us off the ground and the other one is just going to cause complete and utter mayhem. Perhaps Ray of Doom will get 2 million pops by the end of the video. As we know, Resort is an incredibly ideal map for a ice monkey to start on because it can just utilize a small square here and anything within the radius of it, well, will get damaged, slow down, etc. Now when it comes to 2TCs, a base ice, so the 220 upgrade, and by the way, anything that's considered a base tower is below tier 3. It's like in any sort of RPG game where you dedicate yourself down towards a specific path. So let's say if you want to go to be a wizard rather than a druid, then you do have sort of basic upgrades in order to get you to that point of no return. So in this case, a tier 3 is no longer considered a base tower because you have chosen your specific dedicated path. Now you could have chosen 2 of your 3 upgrades with tier 2s or belows, but you haven't really dedicated yourself to that one specific path. Now the reason why I've enabled Ice Shards rather than just going for a base Ice 2TC is simply because of a particular round in which the purple balloons sort of largely get ignored because of a sheer amount of pierce of everything else around it. I'm talking about round 78, and when the camo ceramics spawn on that round, is that they can just shield the purple balloons from being able to be popped by the ice tower. And obviously at that stage, well, we can't just rely on a 220 and a 220 of both of these towers in order to get us over round 78. Like, I don't even think we could get through round, well, let's say even with the 50s we can't get through those rounds with just 2 base towers of the base Dartling and the base ice. It's just not going to work, which is odd because round 62 I found no problems with during testing. Obviously as a 220 we still have the sharp damage type, so we don't have to worry about that. In a lot of 2TC scenarios where the Ray of Doom is the only camo popper, you have to wait until after round 48 in order to upgrade your Dartling Gunner into a laser cannon and beyond. Just simply because of the fact of all of the regrow camo purples that spawn on that round. Was it 47? It's one of the 2 rounds. But with this, since Cold Snap enables the popping of lead balloons and camo balloons, we can simply go up to laser cannon. That's beneficial for us simply because of the fact that, well, laser cannon can pop through frozen balloons, and I was worried that power soul was going to stop me from being able to pop those. No thank you. Okay, pop these white balloons to enable the ice tower to be able to do some work. Wait until after those purples have been popped and then we'll get laser cannon. Because now with the laser cannon we can pop frozen balloons. Energy synergizes better with cold or metal freeze or glacial metal freeze. But in many other scenarios I would rather have sharp than energy, to be honest. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and if you're new to Bloons Tower Defense 6, I'm just talking about different damage types in the game. So this has the means of, with these upgrades, it's able to pop lead balloons and purple balloons, but it's not able to pop frozen balloons, and also white balloons and zebra balloons. 38 coming to a close. Ceramics, no thank you. Okay, laser cannon at the very start here. Like, in a lot of scenarios, it's more ideal to have your Dartling Gunner up here and pointed to the left, but with the Dartling Gunner here, we're sort of able to control what we're able to pop more thoroughly by being down here, just simply because, well, when it comes to scenarios where the purple balloons will block our Dartling Gunner, if they're along the straight line, there's nothing really much we can do with the plasma accelerator. But with down here, we have options as to where we're pointing our gun, so that if a non-purple balloon goes all the way down here, we have the means of being able to pop it. But if we have the Dartling Gunner up here, we've only got this small gap in order to go through if all of this area is just covered with purple balloons. Hopefully that all makes sense. And if it doesn't, well, I understand. I know a lot of you who have watched my videos have watched them for quite a long time and know about different damage types in the game and their different interactions, but there's always a new person or a newer person to the scene that doesn't quite know the ins and outs of this game or the basics of the ins and outs of this game. And sometimes just having a little bit of a recourse when it comes to these sort of things is good. Good for the soul, good for the mind. Just don't remind me about yellow balloon deaths though. If you're new to the channel, I die to yellow balloons a lot. The yellow balloon appears on my death screen in a CHIMPS game a lot. Round 48, no problem. Even round 62 is not going to be a problem because this ice tower is not going to be pierce capped on round 62. But 78, when all of those ceramics will come out, I'll show you, and that's why we've enabled Ice Shards, just in case we can't get through rounds 78. 78 is the big round for this combination. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, 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 lead balloons. No, thank you. All these rip... I mean, why are there just a bunch of red balloons that spawns on round 50? I don't get it. I'm not talking about the red balloons from ceramics. I'm just talking about red balloons right from the get-go of the track. And at this stage of the game, a red balloon would not always reward us with 1 cash. As the rounds progress by, there are certain stages where the amount of cash you get per pop degenerates. Actually, a better word is decreases, not degenerates. It makes it sound like we're going to go into negative figures at some point, and at that given point in time, we might as well just let the balloons through because we can't put any towers down. They keep taking all our money. Actually, that would be kind of a stupid challenge in and of itself to put in a mod. Balloons Tower Defense 6, but with each red balloon you pop, you lose 1 money. So you have to farm a whole bunch and then pop everything on the round, and hopefully you'll be able to generate enough income so that then as you progress through the rounds, you just have to worry about rounds like 49 or 63 or anything like that, 76. And also effects like lead to gold and rubber to gold would also perform the reverse because it's affected by the balloons and not just like raw cash, like let's say from a supply drop or a farm. And also like balloon traps would also be reversed, so rather than gaining more money, you're losing out on money. So this round in particular, we're not going to lose to these balloons. Like, we have to have a little bit of wiggle room here. I might have needed to wiggle more at the very start of this round, because we're not being pierce capped here. We just need to take care of these ceramics, and then there won't be a purple balloon that will sneak through, and all of the purple balloons have popped. Brilliant. Okay, round 63. Not need to worry, Plasma Accelerator has more than enough pierce and damage to be able to control this scenario. And obviously with the trusty ice tower, we can freeze some of them in place. Utility is sometimes more important than damage. And in a regular game of CHIMPS on a stupid map like Belongs, you need a diversity of both damaging towers, obviously to damage balloons, but also support in order to aid your damaging towers. You can't just go raw damage. You need a mixture of the two. Actually, Alchemist can fit into a third kind of tower, and that is buffing the towers in which you have on the screen already. That's nearby is the Alchemist. But then you could also put like the Overclock Engineer into 2 different categories, both support and buffing. You shall not pass. In the name of the Plasma Accelerator powers and all of the batteries required to ensure that this thing produces the temperatures in which it needs to get to the point where you can actually melt through metal, you shall not pass. Also, when it comes to damaging balloons with towers, you need a tower with a high amount of pierce, and then you also need a tower with a high amount of single target damage. It's just so that you can deal with all kinds of targets on the screen, not just the Moabs on the outside, but the ceramics and the innards on the inside. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. BFB incoming. I can't believe it's not butter on toast. It is toast on butter. I don't know, there's always that one person in your family that likes to have more of one thing than the other thing on food, but it's like the contrary to what you expect it to be. So rather than having more toast on butter, it's more... No, it's more... rather than having more butter on toast, it's more toast on butter. Yes, this is the kind of stuff that you get to hear on the Flare Balloons channel. Not just balloons content, but random stuff that appears out of nowhere. But hey, guess what? We're in this adventure together, okay? You and me, we're on this journey together. Whether it's like a plane ride or a train ride or just popping balloons, we're in this journey together. And if you think this lot of ceramics is problematic, well, wait until the beam of the plasma accelerator gets pierce capped to 0 because of purple balloons. That's what happens when there is a damage type annoyance involved where we cannot pop a single thing. Okay, here we go. Purple balloons. You may think this is not bad right now, but let's look at all these ceramics. This thing's going to get pierce capped, and these purple balloons are going to chug through. Okay, can't pop those purple balloons. I can't even see the head of the beam appearing because it keeps being pierce capped. Yeah, those 3 purple balloons. This thing cannot hit them. Now I'm going to give up with base ice and we're just going to go with ice shards, because hopefully with the ice shards that pops out, it's going to make a difference when it comes to the purple balloons on the round. Yeah, hopefully this should be better. It's going to look better. Yeah, I don't hear any of the purple sounds going off anymore, so ice shards was needed there for me. Unless, of course, I need to put my Dartling Gunner in a different spot so that round 78 would be possible. But with the 2TC that's presented on the index, it just shows like the challenge code page rather than the tower placements themselves if you look up base ice and Ray of Doom. Fortified BFB, good. Okay, round 80. This shouldn't be too much of a problem here with the ZOMG. It goes very slowly and we have a lot of damage here. Oh gosh. I do love it when I feel like I'm having a huge amount of trouble against ceramics, but when it comes to the mobs themselves, we make light work of them with the plasma accelerator. Okay, speaking of which, round 81, 82, and 83 are going to be problematic, but because of the ice tower here, we are able to slow down these super ceramics and able to pop them accordingly, which is pretty nice. It's pretty cool. Get it? Cool, because it's ice tower. Some of them are making their way to the exit, which I'm not fond of. I'm not fond of. I don't know how close some of them are. Please pop them. 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 Pop, 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 pop. Pop them all. Gotta pop them all. There we go. Okay, some of these can be downgraded. And also, since the original completion, the Ray of Doom's price has been decreased from 86,400 to 81,000, and that is the game. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. See you all in the next video. Have fun and take care of yourselves. Nah, you thought that was the end of the video. No, we know what's going to happen. I'm going to just have this Ray of Doom right here, and we are actually going to pop the balloons with Ray of Doom so that we can get 2 mega pops with it. Hopefully we can do that. Hopefully not enough ceramics get to the ice shard. Ice shard doesn't do that much damage, but it's mainly the shards that the things spew out of, which are going to be the thing which is going to annoy us the most. This is where I'd really like to have a Ray of Doom on the straight line. Round 86? I barely knew her. What about round 87? It's another round where I do not know the identity of the balloons on this round. I do, but they just get completely massacred by this upgraded Golden Justice. 90 DDTs, a very important round in a game of chimps where we face off against a target which has the following properties, and not everybody knows this. People think that it's just lead and camo, but no, it's lead, camo, and black. So your explosives, which have camo detection, cannot damage DDTs because of the black property on them. Now imagine if DDTs also had the white property, the purple property, just every kind of property, only normal damage type will be able to damage them. And that sucks. Speaking of normal damage type, at some point in the future, I do see Ninja Kiwi nerfing the damage type of the Ray of Doom from normal to plasma. Just like they nerfed the Tsar Bomber's bombing run damage type from normal to explosive. Because originally it was explosive. Then Ninja Kiwi changed it to normal. And then they changed it back to explosive. Thanks, Duke, for your 1TC Tsar Bomber video, which was probably the most likely contributor towards that whole fiasco of changing the Tsar Bomber's damage type, but it was going to happen anyways, because why have the normal damage type when you can change to something else to enable more diversity within a game of chimps, which is actually a good thing. With a 2TC, any kind of damage type change going from normal to something else is just a straight up nerf. Right, round 97. The Ice Shards have 6k left when it comes to pops before it stops the Ray of Doom from getting 2 million pops on this run, but we should be able to do this. We should get the 2 Tower Chimps achievement finally. It has been over 3 years and many 2TC videos, but we have finally done it, ladies and gentlemen. The 2 Tower Chimps achievement and the 2... Wait a minute. No, I think this is not looking good. Not looking good in the old pop scenario. Okay, round 99. We just need to prevent these ceramics from getting to you. We're there. There's no way in which the Ice Shards can steal that many pops from us now. The bad is gonna go down. It's gonna go down, and the DDTs have also gone down. Brilliant. And that is the run, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2,712 pops on the Ray of Doom. I did have a crit there. I just had a brain fart. Anyways, 693, that just adds another 21 on there. So yeah, that's 2 million pops in a 2 Tower Chimp scenario. I'm gonna upload this now at the same time. It's already done eons ago. This map was made, or it's just geared towards Dartling Gunners with all these straight lines, honestly. I don't think Ninja Kiwi made this map so that people can get the best out of Dartling Gunners. I think it's just how the map functions in a way. The only thing that can stop the Ray of Doom are parasols and this twee. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Please let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments sections below, and let me know how you would be able to go through round 78 without needing Ice Shards, just so that you have a 220 Ice Monkey in order to get through this scenario. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're ever in the store and you'd like to get something, let's say Rogue Legends is currently 50% off at the moment at the time of this recording on the 11th of August of 2025. You can get Rogue Legends for half the price at the moment. And before you submit your payment to get Rogue Legends, please use my creator support code. I get a slice of the pie, which is lovely. Or anything else, really. Perhaps you want some money. Perhaps you want some alternate skins for your heroes, or to get pets for your towers, including your heroes. Including this frog for Azili. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, everybody.